Hello boys, hello girls, this is our final video and it's going to present some of the key moments in the 20th and 21st century history of the United States of America, and it also includes at the end a short biography of President Donald Trump. As usual, let's begin with the most dramatic facts which took place in the United States in the most recent history, and Pearl Harbor is one of them. On the 7th December 1941, the Japanese attacked the American naval base in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Obviously, it's located on the islands called Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean. In the surprise attack, hundreds of Japanese fighter planes destroyed or damaged American naval ships and planes. More than 2,000 American Army and Navy personnel died, and many more were injured. There were also many civilian casualties. The following day, USA Congress declared war on Japan after the USA dropped nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. The Japanese surrendered and the war ended. One of the most important protagonists of the American history has certainly been Martin Luther King Jr. In 1955, Martin Luther King Jr., a Baptist church minister, was chosen as the head of a new group to support the Montgomery bus boycott, a protest where the town's black citizens boycotted the bus system for 13 months. This protest ended with the USA Supreme Court deciding that segregation on the city's public buses was unconstitutional. King quickly became a national civil rights leader against racial discrimination and segregation, organizing nonviolent protests and marches. Unfortunately, he was assassinated on the 4th April 1968. A silent conflict which has characterized much of the second half of the 20th century is the Cold War, la Guerra Fredda, the Cold War between the United States of America and Russia. Although there was no direct military conflict, there was extremely strong political and military tension, and both countries developed an arsenal of nuclear weapons. The end of the Cold War can be said to be at the Malta Summit in 1989, with an agreement between President George Bush and Gorbachev a few weeks after the fall of the Berlin Wall, a symbol of this East-West divide. Another unforgettable date in the history of the United States of America has been and will always be the 9/11. In the early morning of the 11th September 2001, Al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 passenger airlines to carry out terrorist attacks on the USA. 2 planes hit the north and south towers of the World Trade Center in New York. 1 hit the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and the last plane crashed into a field in Pennsylvania. There were almost 3,000 victims and thousands more injured. These attacks prompted the USA and other nations to strengthen their anti-terrorism legislation and declare a global war on terror. Barack Obama, the first African American president in the history of the United States. Well, I think he deserves to be mentioned in this presentation. He was born on the 4th August 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii, and he was the American president. He was the president of the United States from 2009 to 2017. His first presidential campaign used the slogan, "Yes, we can," in order to send a message of hope and change to the nation, and in particular to new voters, many of them young and black. In 2009, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace. And of course, we can't avoid mentioning Donald Trump, who is the current USA president, actually the 45th president of the United States of America. And as you know, he defeated Hillary Clinton and won the presidential election in 2016. As you know, Trump was famous in the United States even before becoming a president. In fact, as you know, or maybe you don't know, he comes from a rich family. His father was a real estate tycoon, and Donald basically was sent off to a military academy at the age of 13 because he was a disruptive student. Maybe this is a personal fact you don't know about him, but Trump is the fourth child of his family, and one of his brothers died in an accident due to alcoholism, and that's why Donald basically tries to avoid alcohol and cigarettes. Obviously he joined his father's business, not immediately, and he considered his father is a great inspiration. In Manhattan, he created a lot of residential units, and obviously he also developed hotels and casinos, he bought, sold lots of properties, contributing to the creation of the so-called Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, a building which has got almost, I think, 8 floors. But Mr. Trump also developed an empire in the entertainment business. From 1996 until 2015, he was an owner in the Miss Universe, Miss USA, and Miss Teen USA beauty pageants. Then he also worked on TV in a program called The Apprentice, in which participants basically compete for a job in Mr. Trump's organization. Trump's personal life has been quite controversial. In fact, he has been married 3 times, and his most famous wife obviously is Ivana, a Czech athlete and model. And the couple had 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, and then they got divorced. Obviously, yeah, there were some kind of rumors that Trump was abusive towards Ivana, but then she kind of, denied these accusations. And in order to finish this video, I would like to mention the contributions of 4 American people who in some way have made our life more comfortable, easier, and probably even better. I don't know if you agree with me. I'm talking about Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and owner of Facebook company. Thanks to him, one morning in 2004, students at Harvard University woke up and discovered a new website that had been launched to connect them with their classmates on a virtual social network. And another person I'd like to mention is Bill Gates, entrepreneur and businessman. He founded and built with his partner Paul Allen the world's largest software business, Microsoft, through technological innovation, business strategy, and sometimes aggressive business tactics. Obviously, as you know, Gates has become one of the richest men in the world, and in February 2014, he also started a charitable foundation with his wife, Melinda. So they have kind of, become philanthropists, and they try to do something good for people. Well, I think it's the least after the empire they have built. Another person I'd like to mention is Tim Cook. I don't know if you know him, but certainly you know his predecessor, who was Steve Jobs. Now the chief executive officer of the Apple is Tim Cook, who graduated from Auburn University in industrial engineering. And then after a 12-year career at IBM, he basically became the successor of Steve Jobs after his death. And let's continue. And last but not least, Reed Hastings. Reed Hastings is the co-founder and CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Netflix, which has revolutionized how the world is entertained. As you know, it's a video streaming service which offers TV shows and films as well as original content, and offers this service to 139 million members globally. Questa è la fine di questo video ed è l'ultimo video che vi invierò, perché rappresenta insomma la conclusione del modulo ma anche dell'intera programmazione, e da adesso in poi cercheremo di organizzarci in gruppetti e stilerò un calendario che condivideremo e socializzeremo per, diciamo, adesso fissare meglio i contenuti e soprattutto prepararci ad affrontare il colloquio, il maxi colloquio dell'esame di Stato, che se tutto andrà bene si svolgerà in presenza a partire dal 17 giugno. E quindi tutto l'ultimo mese, tutte le ultime insomma 5 settimane che ci aspettano, le dedicheremo alla preparazione accurata, e spero insomma di esservi d'aiuto nella, come dire, scelta dei contenuti. Ovviamente una parte probabilmente, non si sa ancora, verrà come dire lasciata alla vostra discrezione, quindi sicuramente si partirà, ancora non si sa bene se si partirà con un vostro intervento su un argomento da voi scelto, oppure se partiremo noi con la somministrazione di alcuni stimoli. Ovviamente vi ricordo che tutti gli stimoli che vi somministrerò, sembro un medico più che somministrare un farmaco, e comunque tutti gli stimoli a cui vi, diciamo, sottoporrò o che esporrò quel giorno per voi saranno materiali che abbiamo usato in tutte queste settimane. Non mi permetterei mai di utilizzare un materiale che, diciamo, nessuno di voi conosce o ha visto anche soltanto di sfuggita. Per questo è importante che se qualcuno di voi ha saltato qualche compito o ha saltato qualche attività, magari anche semplicemente senza consegnarla, però recuperi quantomeno la foto, recuperi diciamo l'argomento, perché magari quel giorno, chissà, potrebbe capitare proprio quello a cui magari avete prestato meno attenzione, però non sarà mai qualcosa insomma che non ho dato prima, che non vi ho mostrato in questo percorso insieme. Bene, concludo e niente, ci aggiorniamo sul gruppo e enjoy this last video. Bye!